Welcome to the video that will transform the way you view success and generosity. Today, you will follow an inspiring story of a man who, while facing extreme and unexpected challenges, discovered the true power of kindness and faith. Every moment of this video is a valuable lesson in how our actions and choices shape our destiny. A man returned home and was shocked by what he found. His wife was with someone else, even though he had left early and without warning. He had intended to surprise her, but ended up being surprised. When he arrived home and found his wife with another man, he didn't make a fuss, he didn't scream or fight. He simply turned his back and left, leaving the city and living on the streets. A few months later, one Saturday morning, he was sleeping on a bench in the square when it started to rain. He took shelter under a tree, and when the rain stopped, he felt intense hunger. He began to search his pockets in search of any coins or change. Suddenly, he felt a strong urge to pray to God, asking him to give him a sign that he was seeing his suffering and to help him buy something to eat. After prayer, he wiped his tears and went in search of food. In the first bar he found, he managed to buy a lunchbox. However, the owner wouldn't let him in to sit down as he was very dirty and hadn't showered in days. So he sat down on the sidewalk to eat. With his stomach aching with hunger, he was about to eat when he heard someone calling, "Young man." When he looked up, he saw an old man and two children around 12 to 13 years old. The old man asked for help, explaining that they were very hungry and if he could give them food. At that moment, the man realized that those three really needed it more than him. "Here, you can eat," he replied, adding that he had eaten in the morning, but saw that they were hungrier than him. The old man smiled and said he believed that kindness could also change his heart and his destiny. With that, the old man took an old coin from his pocket and insisted that the man accept it. He ended up accepting the coin and saw the children and the old man eating. The man then returned to the square to try to rest and hide his hunger. He tried to sleep in many ways, but he couldn't. Suddenly, he felt a strong wind and used some newspaper sheets to cover himself. While he was doing this, he saw an ad in the newspaper that caught his attention: old coins for purchase. He remembered the coin the old man had given him and thought it might be worth something. So, he cut the newspaper and ran to the indicated address. Upon arriving, the owner of the establishment was surprised to see a beggar at the door, but he let him in. "Hello, sir. I saw your ad in the paper. Could you value this coin for me, please?" The owner examined the coin and suddenly said, "Friend, this is a great relic. This is a very valuable Spanish coin. Please wait a moment." When he returned, he had a check for a few thousand reis. The man could hardly believe what was happening and, with shaking hands, ran out to find the old man and the children, hoping to share the money with them. 3:58, he looked everywhere, but he didn't find the old man or the children. Desperate, he saw a newsstand and ran there. "Madam, please, did you see a man and two children eating in front?" The woman replied yes, and that the old man had left instructions to deliver a note in case anyone looked for him. The man took the note and upon reading it, was deeply moved. The note said, "Today you did your best, and we rewarded you with lots of love. Signed, God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit." The note continued, "There are moments in life when we feel grounded, without knowing what to do, losing courage and spirit. Maybe you are going through a period like this, when you no longer find the strength to move forward. But know that God is still ahead of your path. If you make an effort to maintain faith and hope, doing your best, have no doubt that God will do justice and transform everything that is wrong in your life, giving you double and full refunds, eliminating all the injustices and losses you have suffered. Life reflects our actions, and the kindness we spread has transformative power. When we do good, we plant seeds of love, compassion, and hope in the hearts around us. The Bible teaches us that whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6. This verse reminds us that our actions have consequences and God watches our actions carefully. God, in His infinite wisdom and love, rewards those who practice kindness in ways often unimaginable. It's not just about material rewards, but about spiritual and emotional blessings that deeply enrich our lives. Inner peace, genuine joy, and a sense of purpose are divine gifts given to those who dedicate themselves to doing good. Kindness attracts God's presence in our lives. When we are kind, help those in need, forgive from the heart, and act with integrity, we reflect God's image in the world. In response, God covers us with His love, guides us through difficult times, and strengthens us in the face of adversity. Remember that every act of kindness, no matter how small, has an eternal impact. The gratitude of the people we help, the smiles we provoke, and the hope we awaken are testaments to the power of kindness. God never forgets these gestures. He sees every sacrifice and effort and repays us with grace and abundance. So keep spreading kindness, even when no one is watching. Trust that God will reward every action with immeasurable blessings. Kindness opens doors, transforms lives, and brings us closer to divine purpose. Do good, for God never fails to reward those who act with a pure and generous heart. The man, now with a new spirit, decided that he would continue his life with a new perspective. He used part of the money he received to improve his condition and look for a place where he could get back on his feet. With the rest, he donated to organizations that helped homeless people, like he had been. In time, he found work and began to rebuild his life. He never forgot the lesson he learned. True wealth comes from kindness and generosity. Whenever he saw someone in need of help, he remembered the coin the old man had given him and did his best to extend a hand to anyone in difficulty. Every day, he strived to be a better person, helping others and sharing his story of transformation with anyone who would listen. He thanked God for having been given the opportunity to change his life and was dedicated to inspiring others to do the same. He knew that kindness had the power to create a lasting impact, and he wanted his story to serve as a reminder that even in the most difficult times, generosity and faith can lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. The man continued his journey, now guided by a heart full of gratitude and compassion. He understood that the true reward was not just in money or material possessions, but in the ability to touch people's lives and make a difference in the world. His experience served as a testimony that, even in the face of adversity, kindness and faith can transform lives and open doors to new opportunities. In every act of help and every gesture of kindness, he found renewed purpose and a deep sense of satisfaction. And so, the man continued to spread light and hope, knowing that kindness not only transformed his own life, but also had the power to light the path of many others around him. The man's story, now a story of overcoming and faith, was engraved in his heart and in the memory of those he helped. He believed that through each small act of kindness, he was participating in something much bigger than himself, contributing to a more just and compassionate world, one step at a time. And so, he moved forward, always guided by the certainty that kindness and generosity are the keys to a divine purpose and a fulfilling life.